Hello there, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. Are you here for the first time? Hi, it's a pleasure having you with us. For those of you that are just returning, hi guys, how have you been? Kisses as usual. It's great to have you here with me. I hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching me from. Without any further ado, welcome back to the Simply Sarah Claire channel. On this channel, we talk beauty, we talk immigration, we talk lifestyle, we talk any and anything that is interesting, or we talk travel too. So in today's video, we are going to talk about the 10 things I wish I knew before moving from Uganda to the United States of America. If you're interested, if you're planning to live here, you might listen to this and take a few pointers. Knowing wealth is power, so getting to know some of these things before you move might save you a lot. Point number 1 is going to be about finances. Moving here is not cheap. You're going to need a lot of money in terms of visa applications, in terms of processing your paperwork. This doesn't matter which visa you're trying to acquire before you get here. So know that you are going to need money to process whatever travel documents you're going to need, and you are going to need money when you get here, because if you're not having, whether you have relatives here or not, this place is expensive. So you need to plan how you're going to survive. If you're coming here not for employment or to get employment, before you get that employment, you will still be needing to spend. So plan effectively when it comes to where you're going to be getting money to get by, literally. Food, transportation, and all that. It is very expensive. So plan accordingly. And this is going to also put you into position to know, if you're living with people, you will learn to appreciate people's sacrifices, because it is not for the faint of heart to host somebody and take care of them and make sure that they're comfortable. It's not something very easy. Food is expensive, electricity, medical, or anything else, fuel, gas. If you have to take someone from point A to point B, it's not cheap. So financially, you got to plan ahead of time before you make your move. This brings me back to my second point, or my second view. That is going to be knowing how to drive. Know how to drive before you move here. It doesn't matter which state you're going to be living at, unless if you're going to places like New York, in the city center, where there is so much accessibility when it comes to public transportation. But if you're living anywhere that is not a city, one thing I have realized is this country relies a lot. Their public transportation is not very savvy. It's not very efficient in some places. So people rely on personally driving to places. People drive to stores. People drive to parks. They drive everywhere. You know, ngenda kugula nyanya mu katale ngovugawo. That is how people, that's just to give you a picture of how people rely on their cars, like personal driving. So it will go a long way for you to have an easy transition if you come at least with good driving skills, because that way you just need need to do your tests, your driving tests, and apply for your driver's license, and then a few practice here and there, because we drive on the different side of the road. But I feel like if you already have the skill, adjustment is pretty easy going forward. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's easier for you to come when you know how to drive, because that accessing a car is not a biggie, but not knowing how to drive is another extra burden. So you know how to drive. The next point is going to be your relationships. Like if you're coming here when you're single or with somebody, maybe that's a different story. But when it comes to relationships, allow me to laugh, because yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy because the culture here is very, very different from back home. So if you're looking towards finding somebody, it's going to be a lot different. Relationships here are equal. Like woman is equal to man in most situations. There are very few men that you will find that are still old school, that believe that a man is a provider. If a man is asking you for a debt that they're going to pay, you will find that a lot of people here believe in the 50-50 kind of relationship, where I bring 50, you bring 50. So you're going to have to adjust your mind and your expectations when it comes to what you're willing, what are your do's and what are your don'ts, and what can you compromise with and what can't you compromise with. Because yeah, relationship wise, if you're going to come here single and maybe in future you wish to find you somebody, there is a lot of stuff you need to consider, because it's very, 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 very different. Abasajja bawano tebagaba sente za nviiri, mpozi waliyo abaliyo abazigaba naye be batono. This brings us to our next point, and that is going to be faith or religion. I'm going to speak mostly about Christians. I don't know what happens on the other spectrum of Muslims and any other religion, but you're going to be shocked if they told you that the foreigners or the Westerners, the wise men came from the West or whatever. Here, a few people are religious. Very few people pray. Very few people go to church. Edini weba yatandikira wano. Somebody needs to make it make sense, because there are churches everywhere, in every corner. I will speak from where I live. Every corner has a church, but the churches are empty. They are empty on Sunday. Empty. Vakubino bietula baba Joel Austin, Semanya Vani, Batidi Jakes Vani. Naye amakanisa agasinga agabulijjo agatali ag'abantu abali prominent, they are empty. So why aren't people going to church? Why aren't people practicing what they are preaching if religion came from here? Abantu tebasaba, abantu tebamanyi Katonda. Bino bye bajja, they are missionaries. Missionaries now need to come from Africa to this place, because the rate of sin in most of this country, twetaaga ffe tujje tuve mu Africa tubabuulire ku njiri, because enjiri tebagiina wano, tebagiina. Bw'ogenda mu makyaki g'abakatuliki, kereziya nkalu, ez'abaprotestant nkalu, mulimu bakadde kyannaku. So bwe baba be baatuleetera eddiini, I think we need to now come back and evangelize to them, in my opinion. Faith nga tuvuddeyo tudde ku community. Kyemaze okulaba wano eno, if you are not involved into any other community, ojja kwekanga nti bw'onootuuka wano abantu abasinga buli omu ali ku lulwe. Family yo for God and your family. That's how it feels. Togenda genda wa neighbor otandike muzungirako. So bw'oba tomanyidde bintu bya kubeera wekka and enjoying your own company, ojja kusanga obuzibu bunene nnyo bw'oba ojja wano. I feel like people are so secluded. I don't know if that's the right word. Tewaliwo nnyo. It's not like the sense of fellowship and community is maybe because I don't belong to any, naye wano obw'omu buluma. Oba okitegeera, bw'oba toyina gw'omanyi obw'omu buluma, ate era n'okufuna bw'omanyi kigenda kutwalira ebbanga. Ne bw'onoogenda ku church meeting abantu, okufuna ogwo omukwano where you're comfortable nti ngenda wagundi ku spending a weekend oba biki to planning a trip, kigenda kutwalira ebbanga. So jangu ng'okimanyi nti there is going to be a time in your life where you're going to be pretty much on your own. If you're not with a family that you have here, ngozenga gwe, there is going to be a lot of loneliness. So come knowing that, come prepared, and yeah, community, the sense of community here is not very strong. People are so much on themselves for God and my family and then everything else. Yeah. Tugenda kudda ku family. Since tubadde ku community, my next point is going to be family. Bw'onooyagala okutandika family, ofunye omuntu gw'oyagala kuzaala baana, there is one thing you're going to have to plan prior ng'okyalina Uganda. Time ki gy'ogenda okutandika okwagaliramu okuzaala abaana, because wano the cost of having a child si bye bimu n'eby'e Uganda. So bw'ojjanga nabaana ya kisa, oyagala otuuke akuleesa omuzaalire, oluusi oyinza okugetinga surprise omuntu akugamba nsaagala mwana at this point, kubanga daycare ziri expensive. N'ekirala obudde kakigenda kusinziira mwembi mukola oba kuliko agenda okusigala ewaka okulabirira omwana. So nga tonnaba kulowooza mwana bw'ogenda kuzaala, olina okulowooza engeri gy'ogenda okumulabiriramu in terms of ani amusigaza, can you afford daycare, and if you're going to be a stay-home mom, then maybe you don't need to worry about anything apart from just finances. Naye time, money, and everything, and not everyone is safe to leave your child with. Wano waliwo ebizeezeze ebiyingi, they are pedophiles, they are perverts. So si buli muntu ne bw'aba relative nti you will be comfortable leaving your child with them. It would be good to vet people before you trust them with the most precious thing that you've created, that's your child. So yeah, when it comes to family and kids, know when is the right time, know who is the right person, know how financially are you going to be able to contribute towards the upbringing of your child before you bring them into this world. Point endala egenda okuddako, jangu nga weetegese oba ng'omanyi nti there will be times ojja okusosolebwa, and emotionally prepare for that. Oba oli wa mutima mutono, understand that racism exists in this country. Ojja kutuuka oluusi, because most of us tetuchi experiencing angako. But if you're planning to come here, you will be surprised. So prepare. Racism exists. Racism is rampant, and tewali ali immune to it. So prepare yourself emotionally. Prepare yourself emotionally. How, if it happens to you, what are you going to do? Don't take things so personal. How are you going to deal with it if it does happen to you? So yeah, prepare for that, both mentally and psychologically. Otherwise, if you're not chiputukako and then you find yourself never abana kumasomero, you know, abana abali foreign bajerekebwa by their peers because you come here speaking a different accent and ne culture yenyini kwakatijukira over in a different country, different culture, different everything. Botuka wanu, people don't give you that grace to transition. They expect that if you're here, you have to speak like them, you have to do things like them. So they will treat you different just because you're different, if you know what I mean. So prepare your mind, prepare yourself physically and psychologically. You know, they are bullies. Bullies tebali Uganda yoka, or maybe bullies between Uganda bali gentle. Naye wana abana baba bullyinga ne masomero to a point nti abana abamu sometimes they end up unleaving themselves. So prepare yourself. The next point is going to be food and culture. Yes, that's obvious, you know, culture is different. Food is also very different. Kati hujja kwa banafa babere Boston bempulira bafuna ku matooke bali ku matooke naye obeera ogenda ending up mu kibuga ekiri ewala ne Boston oba ekirimu concentration y'Abannayuganda abangi, mwana gwe ebyamatooke byogenda okusooka okuvaako mu abali used to matooke, kalo, kawunga no kale waliwo obuwunga bw'abasipaana bw'osobola okugoya ne bubeera nga akawunga, naye ebyo ebyamatooke bannanga abali b'amatooke ebyo bye tuvaako, it's going to be a very long time when you get here lw'oliddamu okulya ku ttooke. So jangu nga weetegese nti culturally ne food, everything is different. So be open-minded, be ready to learn and unlearn the things that you have watched, because a lot of us have the perception of this place from what we watch in movies and what the media has taught us about this place. But then when you come, the experience is completely different from what the mainstream and the news and everything out there is telling you about this place. So yeah, come here ready and prepared to learn, to unlearn, to experience different foods. Some are good, some are bad. The other thing I've noticed about this place is olabe waka where chips, chicken biri expensive. Wano eating healthy is more expensive than eating junk. So bwogenda kujja KFC mujagale waka naye I feel like ewaka eri oba betako. Ebintu ebisinga wano junk food is very unhealthy. Era ensonga lwaki ojja kweraba nti ojja oli mutono naye kiweemu omwezi gumu oba emyezi ebiri ng'ozimbye, because the food is so unhealthy. So know that. Ngenda kubeera point number 9. Natera okumala. This is how I look. I'm going out for lunch. And point number 9 egenda kubeera employment. Because bwe tuba tujja abasinga obungi tumanyi nti wano ogenda kujja ofune omulimu. Abamu tulowooza nti emirimu wano myangu gya kufuna. Gimu myangu, emirala si myangu. Ate era n'okufuna omulimu omulungi, ekirala ekiriwo nti education yaffe ye Uganda eri different from eya wano. So okufuna omulimu n'okubeera nga yo credentials zimatchinga neza wano, sometimes kigenda kwetaagisa okuddayoko oba oyongereko certificate oba oyongereko diploma depending on ekigendererwa kyo kyekiri. So mulimu ki gwoyagala okufuna na bisaanyizo ki bye beetaaga for that job. So kiyinza okwetaagisa okuddayo okweyongerako okusoma so that you get the job that you want to get. But if it's just employment that you're looking for, I think you can find what you're looking for in terms of employment. Tosobola kufeeringa kufuna mulimu bw'oba oli willing okugunoonya. Ate ekirungi kya wano nti tebirimu nnyo kintu kidogo. Nze sinnawulirayo emirimu gyonna gye nkoze sinnalaba yaŋŋamba nti sooka otuwe kino oba sooka otuwe kiri. Kujjako ba scammers of course online abasuubiza nti ngenda kufunira omulimu wano simala sooka osasule bweziti, naye nga bw'oba directly ogenze to a company website in case you're looking for it online, or you walk into somebody's office and you're applying and leaving your resume, teri kintu kidogo. Yeah, teri nnyo kintu kidogo like people asking for bribe to employ you. Okay. Point egenda okusembayo cause saagala video newanvuwe. Point egenda okusembayo egenda kubeera about health. Kino tokipulaningira, teri apulaninga nti ngenda kujja ngende mu nsi eno ntuukeyo ndwale. Naye kimanye nti wano bw'olwala everything is expensive. Wano balina etteeka nti eddwaliro government kiri erina etteeka nti kirikakatako okusavinga obulamu bw'omuntu nga tebannamusaba ssente. So bajja kujjanjaba okusinziira ku kikyoba ozze kikuluma, naye most times expenses ziba very much, ziba high. So yeah, but in any way you can prevent getting sick, if you can come with preventative remedies, whether holistic, ojja kujja n'ekigagi kyo ti bwendwala omusujja nja kwejjanjabisa kigagi paka nga gunyinyiitidde, or anyway kyonna ky'osobola okukola, eating healthy, trying to live a healthier kind of lifestyle that will limit your chances of falling sick. You need to know how to and start doing it right away to avoid ending up in hospitals because they are very expensive. So end up ending one. This is my look for the day, and I hope I've given you an insight on what to expect before you plan to move here. These are things I wish I knew, but we have learned as we go. I'm sharing because if you know beforehand, you're prepared, you plan, and guess what? Life will be much easier for you than it was for some of us. Integrating. That's what we're talking about. I'll catch you in the next video. Remember to be kind to yourself and to everyone around you. Bye.